Good morning, students. This is your Maths 1 online teaching session. Let us have our third revision session, which will be based on the third chapter, that is polynomials. Polynomials, we started with the definition. Let us quickly see the definition of polynomial. In an algebraic expression, if the parts of the variables are whole numbers, then the algebraic expression is known as polynomial. So what you need to remember in this, that if you want to find out whether the given expression is a polynomial or no, you just have to concentrate on the parts of the variable. All the variables which are involved in it, you just see the part. If it is a whole number, then it is a polynomial. Otherwise, it is not a polynomial. Okay, so this was a definition of polynomial. After this, we have learned classification of polynomials, which was based on two types. First was based on number of terms, and it was divided into three types, that is monomial, binomial and trinomial. Okay, the next was based on degree, and it was again divided into three types, linear, quadratic and cubic. Now why these are important? Because this type of questions can be asked as definition, or I can give you an example and ask you to classify whether it is a cubic or a quadratic or a linear polynomial. Okay, so let us quickly revise the definition. Monomial means when the number of terms is 1, it is called as a monomial. 2 terms means binomial. 3 terms in an expression means trinomial. Same way based on degree. If the degree of the expression is 1, it is called linear polynomial. If the degree is 2, it is called quadratic. And if it is 3, it is called as cubic polynomial. Okay, so based on this, MCQ questions can be asked. So be thorough with the definitions. Okay. Then what we have learned is the standard form. If the polynomial is written in descending power of its variable, then it is said to be in the standard form. Okay, I'll give you an example here. Just have a look of it at it. 3x raised to 5 plus 0x raised to 4 plus x cube plus x square plus x plus 6. Now is this in the descending power of the variable? Just have a look. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and constant. This is nothing but standard form. Even if in the standard form you don't write this 0x raised to 4, it is okay. You just have to see that it is 5, then the descending number 3, then 2, then 1 and constant. This even if you don't write, it is okay. It is required in coefficient form. Now when I want the coefficient form, I have to write the missing coefficient with 0, missing variables with 0 coefficient. Okay. So when I want to write this in coefficient form, what I will do? I will just collect the coefficients of the variables. 3 here, 0 here, 1, 1, 1 and 6. So 3, 0, 1, 1, 1 and 6 is in this form. It is called as a coefficient form of the polynomial. Then what is index form? Index form is nothing but this what I have written. With 0 coefficient, what I have written is nothing but the index form. Let's see the definition. If the polynomial is written in descending order of the power of the variable by adding the missing coefficient, yes, by adding the missing terms with 0 coefficient, it is called as an index form. I hope you have understood the basic definition between standard form and index form. What is the definition or the basic difference? Standard form, even if you don't write this 0 coefficient, 0 term, it is okay. The only thing is it should be in descending power of the variable. But when you want to write in index form, it is necessary that the missing terms are written with 0 coefficient like this. Okay. So all this basic definitions and terms you have to revise thoroughly before you appear for the exam. Okay. Now based on this, I have prepared few multiple choice questions which can be asked, the type which can be asked in the exam. Let's see the first one. X square minus x is a dash polynomial. Now I first only told you based on the definitions I can ask you this. Now let's see what are the options given. Linear, quadratic, cubic, none of this. Now all these which you options I have given you is based on the degree. So you don't have to count the terms. If you count the terms, it is a binomial. But since I have given you option of degree, which one it should be? See, the degree of the polynomial, degree is 2. So it is quadratic. So for this you should be thorough with the definitions, right? So out of this, which option is correct? Option B, that it is a quadratic polynomial. Okay? Right. Let us move to the next question. The next question is, the degree of 4x cube minus 12x square plus 3x plus 9 is dash. Now, degree I am asking you. Let's see the options. The options are 0, 1, 2 or 3. Degree means what? The highest index to which the variable is raised to, or highest power of the variable. So it is x square, it is x, and this is x cube. So what is the highest number to which the variable is raised? 3. So what is the degree of this? 3. So option D is correct out of this. It's just a revision of few basic definitions and concepts. I hope you are understanding it. See the next question. Question 3. A binomial of degree 20 in the following is, so which are the options given to us? 20x plus 1, x raised to 20 plus 1, x upon 20 plus 1, x square plus 20. So out of this, which one is a binomial? First thing, binomial I want. All are binomials. Okay? But what is the condition that I want? It should be of degree 20. Means x should be raised to 20. So this is 20x. X is not raised to 20. It is x upon 20. Still x is not raised to 20. Just see here. X raised to 20 plus 1. Is this a binomial of degree 20? Yes. Even this is not. It is a quadratic binomial. Yes? It's a quadratic because degree is 2. I hope you are understanding it. So option C is the correct one. X raised to 20 plus 1. Okay. So for all this, again I am repeating, definitions are very important. Learn it by heart and try to relate it and solve such questions. Let's see the next one. Root 3 is a polynomial of degree dash. Now root 3, it is a constant number. Okay. Let's see the options. 2, 0, 1, 1 upon 2. Okay. Now I hope you know that all constant polynomials, the degree is 0. Yes. So out of this, which one is correct? Option B, that it is 0. All constant numbers, whether it is root 3 or minus 1 upon 2 or 7 or 5.2, any constant number given, always the degree will be 0. Okay. Let's see the next one. Which one is not a polynomial? The options are 4x square plus 2x plus 1, 3 upon m minus 5, x cube minus 1, y square plus 5y plus 1. What is the definition of polynomial? That the degree of the variable should be a whole number. Now let's one by one see the degree of the variables here. It is 2, a whole number. It is 3, a whole number. Look at the last one. Again 2, whole number. But when I have a look at this, it is 3 upon m. M can be taken up and it can be written as m raised to minus 1. Laws of indices. Okay. So the degree is not a whole number. It becomes a negative number. So out of all this, which one is not a polynomial? Option B. I hope you have recollected everything and you are understanding it very well. Please write all this. This is a format. I am not telling you exactly same sums will be asked. It's just a format which type of questions can be asked based on polynomials chapter. Okay. Since this chapter was only till 3.2 and we have covered nearly all, I am now going to include few sums from the other chapters also. So this is from ratio. Let's read the question. In a class there are 20 boys and 15 girls. The ratio of boys to girls is dash. Options are 4:3, 3:4, 4:5, none of this. Now when I want to take the ratio, what I will do? I'll just divide these two numbers. Number of boys is 20, number of girls is 15. So ratio of boys to girls is 20 by 15. Now when I divide it, what do I get? 5 4s are and 5 3s are. Correct? So the correct option out of all this is the first one, 4:3. This was from ratio chapter, ratio and proportion. I hope you have understood it. So answer is 4:3. Let us move to the next question. The next question is the mean proportional between 4 and 9 is dash. Okay. Now options are 9, 4, 36 and 6. Now mean proportional, I have revised in previous sessions also. It is nothing but square of the middle term is equal to product of the other two. So what will I write? Let the mean proportional be x. So x square should be nothing but 4 into 9. So we get x square is equal to 36. Take square root on both the sides. X is equal to 6. So out of all these options, which one is the correct one? Option D, that is the mean proportional between 4 and 9 is 6. I hope you have understood this. Okay. Let us move to the next important type. Now this sum, if it is asked, it can come for 3 marks, where I have to find out, after rationalizing the denominator, 7 upon 3 root 3 minus 2 root 2, we get the denominator as dash. Now this is based on rationalizing the denominator. Okay. Options are 13, 19, 5 and 35. Now this involves few steps to be written. Let's see that steps. Let us write the question. Question is 7, 3 root 3 minus 2 root 2. Now look at the denominator. It is a binomial surd. See, two terms are there. So we will try to rationalize it with its conjugate pair. What will be the conjugate pair? Exactly the same numbers, 3 root 3 and 2 root 2, but with opposite sign. It is minus, so this will be with plus. This is multiplied with it, so numerator also multiply with the same number, 3 root 3 plus 2 root 2. I hope you are understanding this. How do we get that? It's the conjugate pair of this. Okay. So now it is in the form a minus b, a plus b. Formula is a square minus b square. Correct? So that I will do as my next step. So numerator will be as it is, 7 into 3 root 3 plus 2 root 2. Denominator will be 3 root 3 the whole square minus 2 root 2 the whole square. A square minus b square. Now how to take the square also? 3 square is 9. Root 3 into 3 is 3. 9 3 is 27. We get 27 here. What about this? 2 square is 4. Root 2 into root 2 is 2. So 4 into 2 is 8. So in the denominator we get 27 minus 8. That is nothing but 19. Now in this question we are concerned only about the denominator. After rationalizing, what will be the denominator? So what do we get? 19. So out of all this, which one is the correct one? Option B, that the denominator will be 19 once I rationalize it. Okay. So I hope you have understood this. This was a little lengthy sum which can be asked for 3 marks. So with this, I have come to the end of my revision sessions. Now it is exam time. I hope you have understood all the sums which I have revised. Practice on same lines. You will get good marks. All the best for your exam, and thank you.